Hi, and welcome to the What's Cooking Show. I'm your host today, Joey Quibido with Cash Saver and Piggly Wiggly here in Opelousas.
And I'm Chef Jason Huguet from right here at Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant.
Yes, sir. And Jason, we had a couple of weeks that we've taken off, and we're back to doing the show again. We got really busy and kind of behind on things, and we just want to welcome everybody back to the show. And we have a special treat for you today. Our own Jason's going to be cooking us a wonderful seafood dish today. Jason, tell everybody what you're doing.
Okay, Joey, today I'm gonna make a dish with one of my most favorite fish ever, a fresh speckled trout from right here in the Gulf of Mexico. And we're going to make this is a dish we did a couple of weekends ago that was a really big hit. First time doing it, I'm gonna grill the speckled trout. I'm gonna put some jumbo lumps of crab meat, and I'm going to put that in our little escargot butter. And we're gonna show you for the first time on the cooking show, the What's Cooking Show history, how to make a homemade, or a hollandaise from scratch. And I'm gonna put some lemon and dill in it, and we're gonna finish that, we'll finish our dish with that. So
Sounds exciting.
It's gonna be good.
Join us back for more What's Cooking, and Jason will take over. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Okay, Jason is gonna get us started on this wonderful seafood dish. Jason, take over.
Okay, so we have our little hot cast iron skillet going. So we have our beautiful piece of fresh speckled trout. This comes straight out of the Gulf of Mexico. So we're gonna take, it's one of my favorite fish because it's like really light, delicate, flaky, very nice fillet fish. So what I'm gonna do is take some of the, we have some little steamboat seasoning that we make over here at the restaurant. A little all-purpose seasoning.
And we're not gonna ask you about the ingredients. It's a secret, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's your basic. It's just the, I guess the proportions.
Got it. Okay.
Is what's the secret, really. So
a lot of people would think even blackening it. What do you think about blackening with a sauce on top?
oh, I love some blackened fish, but I mean, you can't go wrong with.
Just regular, yeah.
I mean, either way, grilled or blackened, they're both delicious. So right here we have our trusty melted butter. I have a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So I'm gonna put that on a hot skillet, just like that.
Nice.
And like any other seafood, we want to make sure it's fully cooked, but we don't want to overcook it. So we're gonna let that go for a little while. You don't want the heat too high because we're not blackening it today.
Right. That's
But if you want it.
You have that extra hot heat when you blacken.
Right, and then the seasoning, a blackened seasoning is gonna have special herbs and things in it that will make it
Black.
right. You know, a little bit of paprika in there, that always helps to blacken. A lot of times if I don't have any blackening seasoning, I'll take my own seasoning, add some paprika to it, and it helps to.
That's a good idea, yeah.
I mean, it helps.
Very good idea. In fact, we got something coming up this weekend we want to talk about. It's going to be the rabbit cook-off that's coming up.
Yes, that we
you
do
know all the details about it?
every year. It's for the St. Hubert's Society, which we do every year. It's next door at Willie's. We'll be doing judging over here, as we always do, at 3 p.m., I believe. So it's always a good time, always for a good, good cause.
And to sign up, they can contact...
Miss Meredith Verley. I'll have all those contact information in the next segment. Don't have all that with me at the moment, but
right, yeah.
it's always a good time, good turnout. I think there's supposed to be pretty good weather this weekend for it also. So it's this Saturday, March 23rd.
I'm sure they can go on a website or something or on Facebook and they'll find out
Yeah,
pretty much all the information they need.
All I can do is go on Facebook and search Rabbit Cook-Off, and it's gonna pop up. But we'll have all details in the next segment.
Got it.
How's that? So basically, you just want to let our fish go like that, kind of a low heat. So like I said earlier, we're gonna take these jumbo lumps of crab meat. This is one of my favorite things. I just love it. So
With a little bit of garlic.
right. Well, actually, we're gonna butter poach them,
Okay.
and the butter that we're gonna use today is the butter that we use on our escargot over here at the steamboat, and it's actually butter, some garlic, some white wine, put some parsley in it, and again, it's not. You can just mix all these ingredients,
Right.
and if you don't know how much to put of each, it may not be all that great. So what you want to do is you want to get the proportions correct, and I really love our butter sauce that we're going to use today. So we're going to poach those jumbo lumps of crab meat in that, season it real lightly. Show you that on the next segment, and then I think this hollandaise sauce is one of the basis for, like, it's one of the 5 mother sauces. And if you make this hollandaise, you can make béarnaise sauce, you can make Charon sauce, which is basically hollandaise with some sort of tomato in it. You can just use it for so many different things. Eggs Benedict, that's how it's the sauce on that. So I'm gonna show you on the later segments how to make you a hollandaise sauce from scratch. It's very simple, very easy. And you can add whatever flavoring ingredients you want to it, and put it on top of any kind of fish or chicken. You can put béarnaise sauce on a nice filet mignon.
No, that'd be
So,
good. Ooh, that
right.
sounds good.
Let's flip our fish real quick.
Okay.
We got a good little color.
In fact, you
I'm gonna go ahead and
started a
baste
few new things here at the steamboat, and I came like 2 weekends ago, and we had it for the first time I was here was the crawfish enchiladas.
Oh yeah.
When
yeah.
I'm telling you, they were out of this world.
We don't do them often, but I guess we should. I'm actually considering putting them on the regular menu now because we've had such a good, feedback from them.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, everyone loves them.
Wonderful.
Everybody that we speak to loves them, and they ask, well, let me know when you can do them again. So you do them more often, and they come back. So.
Well, the best of my both worlds. My French onion soup at the crawfish enchilada.
Right.
Oh, I was in heaven, definitely.
Can't beat that. Makes for a good night.
Yeah, it sure
Right.
was. I went home and slept like a baby, trust me. That fish is looking really good. You want to
Yeah.
go ahead and
Take a little small break.
now?
Right, let's do that, and we'll
And
come
then,
back. We'll show you how to get the crab meat going,
Okay.
and we'll start our holidays.
All right, come right back to What's Cooking. We're back to the What's Cooking Show, everybody. Again, Jason's got a wonderful dish going on, and we get ready to do the second part of it. And we're talking about that magnificent jumbo lump crab meat.
I love it.
Terrence, you can't beat that.
No. Let me go ahead and flip this fish first.
Okay.
Let's do that. All right. So we got our jumbo lump crab meat. If you can see here, we have our butter mixture. Like I said earlier, I got a little bit of butter, white wine, some parsley, and some garlic. And you can smell the white wine come out. It just makes
Speak
it
about that,
delicious.
Jason. Is there any certain white wine that you use in your recipe?
I like a
Chablis or Chardonnay or?
I like a Chardonnay in this application. I don't want nothing sweet in it, so I don't want any kind of Pinot Grigio or nothing like that.
Because I know you like Pinot.
Oh yeah. So, I don't want this too high. I want it to just go on a really low simmer. So, all right, so we have our fish going. It's just about done. We're about to take it off the plate. We've got our crab meat going. So now we have, our boiling water, right? So I have 3 egg yolks right here. I'm gonna put those in our little handy dandy stainless steel bowl.
Like I was telling you earlier off the show, I've always really wanted to work with a holiday sauce, but I just never had time to actually work with it because you got to watch what you're doing when you make a holiday sauce.
Well, you have to be careful, but your reward is, to me, it's just
Amazing,
so great.
yeah. Really, really
Okay,
good.
so what we have is a little bit of lemon juice. I'm gonna put that in there. We have a little bit of cold water. And so I'm gonna take my little whisk. Just wanna whisk that together. You see that?
Like you were saying earlier, that sometimes you want to make the sauce, You got to make it in big batches. It's kind of hard to do it in bigger batches because it's just.
Yeah, and you know, it's hard to make enough to last me throughout the night. You know, especially on a dish like this trout. It's so great. So let's do this first. Let's take this fish off. Should be done. I'm gonna plate this. I'll just put them on the plate right there for a second.
All right.
And we're gonna wipe off our plate. We don't want it looking nasty. So, very simple. So we have our trout right here. Let me get a good little shot of that.
Yeah, it's smelling amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this.
Turn that off.
All right.
Okay, so what we're doing here is hollandaise. You're basically making a basic emulsion. So you want to take your egg yolks. And you want to be very careful because you don't want them to scramble. So we're going to cook this over a pot of boiling water. This process takes a few minutes, a little while, because you want to be very careful. Every now and then you want to kind of lift it off the heat so that way it doesn't cook too fast.
Okay.
But you'll see once it starts to actually cook, it's going to kind of double in size basically. And the eggs, when they start to cook, you feel it's going to get a little volume to it. Be careful, don't burn yourself. I've seen people stick, like Cape Paul, I used to work at Cape Paul's when I was doing my internship in New Orleans. And they wouldn't even do this method. They would stick the whole bowl in a deep fat fryer. Just stick the bottom of the bowl in there.
Right.
And just for a second, and then pull it out. You just gotta be really quickly about it. The last thing you wanna do is scramble your eggs.
Oh, that's amazing.
So if you put a little, for béarnaise sauce, you would take a little chervil, which is an herb, some tarragon, some vinegar, and a little white wine, and you put that in a skillet and reduce it to pretty much about a third. And then what you would do is you would put that in your egg yolks and then do this method.
So you only using the egg yolks? That's it,
Yes.
right? Okay.
See, I'm starting to make a little frothy.
Right. Yeah. Almost like if you use the whites to make a meringue.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So it takes a lot of whisking. It's a little aggravating, but you know what? Like I said earlier, the reward.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can see it's
Can't wait
starting to kind of
yeah.
get a little bit of body to it. You want to be careful not to overcook it. At the same time, not burning yourself. So basically, that's what you're looking for. Give it one more little hit. Make sure it's fully cooked. Careful not to scramble your eggs.
That's lemon juice, the water, the egg yolks, and just whisk it away. Huh?
That's it. So what we're gonna do here, we wanna put basically a pinch of cayenne, but I'm not gonna actually pinch it with my fingertips because I'm gonna rub my eyes or something later and I'm gonna be mad at myself. Right. So you want to put a little salt. And at this step, what you're going to do is, let's see, we have a wet towel here. Just kind of make you a little ring. Set it down. Basically add my clarified butter.
And that's basically it, Jason, right?
That's it.
Wow.
So we put a little bit of clarified butter in here. What it's gonna do is you're gonna keep whisking until it doubles in size again. And you wanna do a slow, steady stream. You don't wanna add too much, it'll break on you.
I can see what you mean by having to make so much of it at one time. It's kind of hard to do because
Yeah.
it is a lot of whisking.
Now what you wanna do here is, to finish it up, we're gonna add a little bit of warm water to it because if it's too thick, you may want a thick hollandaise sauce. I like to add a little bit of warm water to it.
Okay.
It kind of gives it the consistency I want it. which we're gonna do at the break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and finish our dish.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take another small break, and Jason's gonna come back and finish our wonderful dish. So join us back for more What's Cooking. We're back, everybody, and Jason's going to go ahead and start finishing up our wonderful dish. And we had a really nice, exciting show with making holiday sauce and stuff.
Yep.
That's probably, I think, one of the first time we ever did on the show, huh?
Yeah, this is like I said earlier, it's a What's Cooking show exclusive.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So, all right, so we're moments away from finishing our dish.
Okay.
So here is our, we call it escargot butter over here. So again, we have butter, parsley, garlic, white wine, and some just jumbo lumps of crab meat. This is how I finish it. I like to do it very simple. Just a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt. So this, you want to be very gentle. And put that on top of your fish.
Mm-hmm.
See, this dish is actually good as is. I could eat this just like that.
I can tell you somebody that would be in love with that. Kevin Dale Doucette.
Come on.
Oh, that's one of his favorite things, the lump crab meat on top of fish.
Oh, me too.
In fact, a lot of the ingredients that Jason's using here today can be found
At Kevin's store.
That's right. The Piggly Wiggly or Cash Saver in Opelousas, 1305 Heather Drive, or
8410 Highway 182 North.
can you remember their phone numbers?
948-8199 and 948-9427.
That's right. Now you got it. But yeah, that's one of Kevin's favorite things is jumbo lump crab meat on top of fish. He
See,
would be in heaven.
And I think what kicks this one up a notch already, other than the crab meat, is this butter. It's not like you're just dabbing butter on it. You're putting the white wine and the garlic. To me, it just, I don't know, it does something to me. You know?
Well, I guarantee you, when he's gonna see this show, you say, Jason, text me when you're gonna have it, because he will be here.
Well, this is the one that Maureen, who's been on the show before, ate a couple of weeks ago over here on special, for like a little Lenten specials, a Friday night special. Okay, so here we have our hollandaise that we made. It's the base. I'm gonna add a little bit hot water, well, say warm water, because I'm trying to get it to the consistency I want it. I want it to kind of drizzle, which is pretty much where it's at right now. I might add just a touch more, Joey. So this is your basic hollandaise sauce. Pinch of cayenne, pinch of salt. But as you seen earlier, we put some lemon in it. So we're gonna move this out the way. And one of my favorite herbs ever, well, my favorite herb is rosemary. I do like thyme, stuff like that. But this is actually one of my all-time favorites. This is just some fresh dill.
I love the dill.
And if at home, if you don't know what this is, basically, if you just smell it, it smells like straight dill pickles. So it smells like dill. So
It's delicious.
it's dill, right? So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of this, and I want to do just a little rough chop, Joey.
Okay.
You know, I want it, kind of small, but I don't want it too small. Kind of get the little oils of the herb out.
And Jason, we were talking about the fish and everything and the crabby. I mean, they could also use like fresh crawfish is in season now, so they can use that, and if they want to put it on top of the trout.
Well, right. Actually, this is a basic hollandaise. As I was saying earlier, you can take this base hollandaise sauce recipe and add whatever flavor ingredients you want to it.
Okay.
And make whatever,
Now, for the people that do like rosemary, would you recommend putting rosemary in that kind of sauce?
You could. Depends on what kind. I would put that maybe on a steak, like some kind of red meat or something. I don't know about fish. I mean, you could. I mean, if you're doing this at home, you put whatever you want in it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So to finish our dish, we just want to kind of drizzle that on there a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Put a little bit on the side. Get some on our fish.
I can tell you right now, Kevin's mouth is watering.
Well, I hope
Gotta
so.
have it. I'm telling you, he's gotta have it.
Could put a little bit of fresh, this little freshly chopped deal on there, and we're going to let's see. Let's get our clean towel, clean up our plate a little bit, because that's how we do it here. I like to serve some more ugly, nasty, dirty dishes.
What you do, you put them on stuffed potato on the side, and a cup of gumbo before? Or?
Well, that's funny you should say that, because this dish actually comes with grilled asparagus and a choice of your starch.
Wow, okay.
So.
Oh yeah, he's got to have that. Guaranteed, got to have that.
Yeah, it's been a little while since you've been here.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's time for him to come back and see you for, especially if you run that on special every so often, or?
It's whenever I can get the trout, because fresh speckled trout is not always on the fish list that I get. That's why when I do see it, I get it. You know, it's kind of pricey. You know, for me it's pricey. It's a expensive fish, only because it's such a great quality fish.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things that if it's good, you know what I'm saying, like, it's gonna cost a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially when you lump crab meat, that's a specialty item, so it's gonna cost.
Right. So, but you know, we try to get it as often as we can, especially during Lent, and we, you know, hopefully I can get some more.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty
and
soon.
Keep those crawfish enchiladas going too.
Right.
That's another thing. Kevin's wife, Laura, should love crawfish enchiladas. So
really?
If you do both in one night, got it.
Well, right, on one Friday night during Lent, I'll get them in here.
Okay, very good. Get everybody in here. I'm sure
Right.
the packed house, especially after they see that. Oh, well. I know I want to be here for sure. So again, if they want fresh ingredients, they can go by the Piggly Wiggly stores or Cash Saver here in Opelousas. They get all the stuff that Jason's using here today.
8410 Highway 182 North.
Or 1305
5 Heather Drive. That's the Cash Saver store.
That's right.
And as we were talking about earlier, fresh crawfish. It's crawfish season. Fresh Louisiana tails are in the store now.
Yes, sir.
And is it? You say that was a Eunice product? That's from Eunice.
Yes, real flat.
Veal flat. Okay.
Yes. And then what you can do, we have all the fresh meat cuts meat. If you don't want a fish, you want to put like a steak or
Get you a nice fresh
T-bone,
steak and try your béarnaise sauce. Like make the basic hollandaise we made. Throw you some tarragon in there. It'd be hard to find chervil around here. That's kind of not something that's easy to find.
Right. Yeah.
So you can do that, and at home you don't even have to do the pan with the vinegar and the wine and reduction. You don't just make you this hollandaise sauce, throw you some dried tarragon in there, which you can find in the stores.
Yeah, sure.
And put that on a steak, a little filet with some jumbled up crab meat. Use this butter sauce. You can see.
Oh, another top dish right there.
Crawfish tails. There you go.
That's it. Well, Jason, thanks again for cooking us a wonderful dish, and I'm sure it's gonna be a great seller for you here. Remember the squirrel cook-off? I'm sorry, rabbit cook-off is coming up this weekend. You can go on Facebook and find out all the information that you need. And again, thank you for doing the beautiful dish, and thank y'all for watching the What's Cooking show. Join us back next week.